I'm trying to bring you there. We are live on Facebook, on Instagram, and we
Hey.
have this beautiful song from Roy Willoughby. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Hi,
Hi,
Hello,
como vai
Ciaran.
hello.
Hi,
vocês? Como
everybody.
vai vocês?
Hello, folks.
That,
Yeah.
who is that fantastic singer in the background that I can hear?
Yes, this fantastic
Yeah,
singer is Mr. Roy Willoughby. Let's try it one more time
I'm
here
Eu
on
acordei.
Instagram. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
this woman, crazy woman singing. Yeah, muted her. Sorry, guys. Hello, everybody. This is Teachers Talk live on Facebook. New time now. We will be together every Wednesday at 5 p.m. in Ireland and 2 p.m. in Brazil. I'm just here in Instagram. Hi, Gaudier. How are you? Hi, Rai. How, Ciaran? Rai, please introduce your friend.
Introduce my friend, Ciaran.
Yeah.
From Bestow
Ciaran.
Education.
Yes.
At great expense, we have brought him along today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Ciaran.
Guys,
I
yeah.
first met Ciaran when we were doing a master's in Trinity
Yeah.
and
Okay.
in English language teaching. And
Mhm.
I was doing a two-year course, and he was only doing it all in full time. I was doing it part time, and on the second year, he was one of the few Irish people on the course. So it was great to meet him, and so we could help each other. And he was more help to me than I was able to help him, I think. But
I don't
yes,
know.
yeah,
Can
I
I
think
ask
so,
something?
Ciaran. Yeah, you
How does
gave me
it
a few. You gave
how
me
does
a
it
few.
feel? How does it feel being a minority on your own country?
A minority in my own. I know that. Yes, in the class. You mean?
In the class, yeah, let's say in
Yeah,
the class.
yeah. No, it was interesting. I have to say that I think about 80% of the class was from China. In the second year. So
Wow.
and then there was a few Americans and where else was there, Ciaran?
There
Was
was a
there a Korean
Japanese,
guy?
Greek,
Japanese. Yeah,
an American,
yeah.
and yeah, but I'd say it was about 90% people from China, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I did a calculation, but there is and obviously,
Can you
sadly,
hear two
that
right
has all
talking?
happened.
Right there.
So,
Sorry.
okay, now who are you talking to, Fernanda? Yeah,
To
are you
people, I am
talking to
talking to
yourself?
people on
Yeah.
Instagram, and
Oh, I
I'm
see.
talking to people here on YouTube and Facebook because Ciaran can say hi to people on Instagram.
Hello, everybody. Hello, the two cameras. I haven't done this before. So.
We
Yeah,
must be multitasking.
Yeah, I know. I'm not used
Yeah,
to it, you know.
this is a digital world. Yes,
yeah.
digital
But
Yeah.
era.
Gaudia and I feel
Yes.
very left out because we are not on Instagram, and all our fans can't
Yes.
see us. But
You are actually
Give me
right.
five,
Every
right?
word you say. Yeah, high five.
OSD. Yeah,
High
it's just
five.
that yeah.
Everybody's listening to you on
All right.
Instagram, actually.
Hello,
Yes.
fans.
Yeah, they can hear
Oi.
your voice,
Yeah,
actually.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Actually,
anyway,
do you know what would be an interesting question to start off there, Roy? Gaudier asked, how did it feel to be a minority in our own, in Trinity, 90% Chinese people? So maybe it'd be interesting, Gaudier and Fernanda, how does it feel learning English from somebody who's a native speaker and not a native speaker? Because it's a very interesting conversation to have,
It is indeed. It is indeed. Something I might be wrong. Whenever I will start saying something, I always like to make it clear that I might be wrong. I give all the benefits of
feeling.
doubt for myself. But in my personal opinion, which might be wrong, uh, I think that when you have a foreigner teacher, a non-English speaker, a non-native English speaker teacher, you might have a different experience from the language because you are absorbing the language as a second language from a person who has also studied the language as a second language. So that might provide you a different experience. And I say this by my own because like I understand much more of the English grammar than Portuguese grammar. So if you ask me one of like the basis of the Portuguese language, I might be in trouble. But that's not what happens with English, because I don't want to say that English is easier, but You have to have a different approach towards the language when you're learning as a second language than as if you're learning as a first language. So, am I saying that it's better or worse?
It's different.
No, it's
Yeah.
different. It's
Yeah.
It's
different.
different.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean, we have had a lot of conversations about non-native and native speakers, and it is illegal to discriminate against a non-native speaker who is teaching English. So
Yeah.
you have to, and rightly so. That I mean, though in my school, the English studio, before it closed down, some of the best teachers were from Croatia, from Brazil. And my immediate boss was I think one was from Spain and one was from Brazil, and they were supervising and they I mean they also have the added advantage of knowing what the learner is going through, because they themselves had to learn English as a foreign language, as a second language.
Exactly.
So they know how difficult it is to pick it up, and they can also adjust their teaching in the mindset of somebody who's learning English as a second language. Whereas I was a native speaker and I didn't do much teaching for years and years, and then I took it up later on in life, a late vocation 6 years ago, and you know I enjoy the teaching, but I think technically, maybe you say you learned a lot of good grammar in your classes, Gaudier. Did you mean when you came to Ireland you learned that, or had you already learned the grammar in Brazil?
I mean,
yeah, you meant that.
I mean,
yeah,
I don't want to get deep on that, but the education here in Brazil is quite, mostly when it's up to English, it's quite vague and superficial and futile, So the education here is quite futile and shallow. So
I would say that being a second language learner, they're able to teach grammar a lot better because they understand the technical terms, whereas us native speakers, we just take it for granted that it's an adjective, verb, a noun. I'm not too sure. Where a person who's learned another language, they understand this,
Sure. I mean, I never knew the name of the present perfect. Sorry, the tenses. Sorry, Gaudier. But the actual tenses, I still haven't found what I'm looking for, which is to teach it. I used the song, the U2 song, but it's all present perfect. But I never knew the name of that tense was present perfect when I was learning to use it.
Same for me in Portuguese. Same for me in Portuguese.
Yeah.
But what's interesting? Like, I think that native speakers, they can give you a more vivid experience of the language when it's up to idiomatic sentences and local vocabulary. When I think that foreigner teachers can give you a more deep experience when it's up to grammar. But even funnily enough, one of the best, probably the best teacher that I've ever had related to grammar and language was an Irish teacher. Do you remember Chris, the guy with the scarf?
Chris.
It's Chris, right? Chris, right? The guy with the scarf.
Yes.
The only thing that I can remember from him is the guy from Scarf. He was awesome.
Scarf, yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah. Chris. I'm trying to.
Chris. Yes, he was.
Do I remember?
Funny hair, blonde.
What's her husband? Oh my God, he was married
do you mean
to
Christian? Oh yeah, be careful.
Christian. Christian.
Yes.
Christian.
Yeah. Yes. He actually did the masters the first year I was there.
He was amazing. He was amazing. I didn't have such an experience, such a deep level of grammar with any of those teachers before. But at the same time, like there were teachers like Danny and Janie and Tatiana. They were really, 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 really good, really good. And the more vivid.
Sorry to interrupt. When you came to Ireland, was it important for you to have a native English speaker, or did it matter to you at all?
Can I say a word before Gaudi answer this question?
Yeah.
Hello,
Yes.
Daisy.
What is Daisy?
Daisy.
What is she
Hello,
saying?
Daisy.
No entendo nada mas adoro ver a Gaudi e a Fernanda. Does that mean she can't
That's-
hear anything? Yeah, I
She
don't.
can't understand. She
Understand.
Oh,
can't
understand
understand.
English.
anything.
Yeah.
Entendo is to understand, is it?
Yes.
Comprendo,
Very
entendo.
complicated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't.
She's
all
my
right,
good
yeah.
mother. She's my godmother.
You're
very
good. And is she a good godmother?
She is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she's
is, she
amazing.
is.
Yeah.
Como
Yeah.
vai você? Daisy. Is it Daisy?
Yes, Daisy.
Yeah,
Yes.
Daisy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oi,
That's-
querida. Bom te ver.
Yeah.
So, and we also
Sure.
have Marcos. Hello, Marcos. How are you? Good to see you there again.
Hello.
Hey, Marcos.
Marcos, share this video with all your friends, Marcos, because this guy here, this handsome Ciaran, he is giving a review, a CV review today. I'm sharing in all the groups I have, and I hope you help us, Marcos, please. It's very important for students here in Ireland having this help. So it's good for them. Share Gaudier with your friends.
Yes,
And sorry, now Gaudier, can you please answer Ciaran's question? He did a question, and please go ahead. Yeah.
To be bluntly honest with you, I haven't put all the thoughts on this matter while I was in Ireland. It took me a while to realize the difference. And probably I only realized the difference when it was like too late at the end of my course. but at the same time, I used to think, trying to remember how I used to think, but I think that I used to think that I wanted a native speaker English teacher. I used to have prejudice on foreigner teachers.
Yeah.
I used it to have because I felt like, whoa, how come? How could a person who wasn't born in Ireland or England or whatever be teaching a language that they doesn't, were born with,
And that's a common misconception, I think, as well.
Yeah.
For many people.
Yes.
No, as I say, they and many have done diplomas, deltas, and masters as well, and have better qualifications than us so-called native speakers. But it's interesting. I see Marcos has a question there. Do you see it? And it's interesting because it's what we said we might talk about. I have to be. Well, you can put it up there. Yeah. How said I have to be nowadays as a temporary model is to study at home and not at school. And this is what we're trying to find out from people. The how more difficult it is to study online. But yeah, you see, Ciaran, I didn't completely introduce Ciaran, but Ciaran has set up this company Bestow as an online education platform. And maybe give us a bit of a background to it, Ciaran, and ask at the same time, maybe you could answer Marcos's question too.
Well, I guess after I completed the Masters with you, Roy, I thought there were a lot of opportunities to teach English in Dublin because there are a huge number of large multinational companies here like Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, and they have many people who aren't native English speakers. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to go into these companies and to teach English. Then the pandemic came and obviously everybody was working from home. And just going into teaching these companies was a non-runner. So I set up to teach English online and I was teaching a few different classes. But since I started doing this online, I've found that a lot of people have been asking me to check over their CVs and cover letters because people have been made unemployed or they want to change careers due to the pandemic. So actually, that's the main thing I've been doing. And I said to Fernanda, if there's anybody who's tuned in and listening to us, if they leave a comment, I'll be happy to get back to them and help them with their CV and cover letter if they're looking to update it or they're applying for a specific job. So that opportunity is there for them. In regards to the self-discipline to study online, I think it's very difficult because when you're in a classroom, if you go onto your phone, the teacher can ask you politely to put your phone away or sometimes impolitely. And also, you know, when people are on their laptops and they're tuned into Zoom, it's easy to have the Zoom on this side and then have the internet on this side and just go scrolling, looking at things to buy, chatting to your friends, and the person on the other end has no idea what you're doing. So it takes a huge amount of discipline to be constantly engaged. And also, you know, it's a lot of effort to tune in to Zoom for 3 hours, and even for teachers, it's 6 hours if you have a morning and afternoon class. So I do think it requires more self-discipline. And even it's difficult for teachers and students in certain circumstances to get a room that's quiet for 3 hours in order to study. You know, if you're doing one-to-one tuition lessons, it's a little bit easier, but when you're in a class of 15 other people, it's quite difficult. So Fernanda and Gaudier, what have your experiences been teaching online and the discipline?
Yeah, so we have a first question here. Sorry, my phone is muted. No, it's not. Sorry, Gaudier.
No problem.
So, is learning at home convenient? This is because if you go back in time, some people decided do homeschooling, like it was an option, old times, and then we brought the thing to a level where some people are trying to take children from school to let them be at home and be educated by their parents. So we have loads of, it's like multi-face thing, because you can bring loads of aspects from learning at home, but especially because we are living this, because we are living this pandemic era and digital era, and of course we need people keep learning, keeping keeping themselves safe, because it's good for your mental health once you are doing this. So I have some critiques about learning at home, but I don't see many other options because the time we are living now, and I see people, and it's good for them because we become like psychologists as well. You know, we can help them in other level, like we're just not there to teach. We can just help, you know. So I see that this moment as a good opportunity to bring people together. What about you, Roy?
Well,
what do you think?
Yeah, I as you know, my school, the English studio, went into liquidation just 2 weeks after the first lockdown at the end of March. And I did an online teaching course that was free on Cambridge. I didn't actually finish it because I lost a little bit of enthusiasm, because personally I love the classroom experience and the interaction and the live interaction that you get, which I assume I haven't done any actual teaching online. And I think if I do, I would probably do it one-to-one rather than with a whole class of 15 or so. But at the moment, I haven't. I'm still debating whether to go that direction or not. But I see the potential, and it is. I mean, I know it's great. Some people at the moment we can't have face-to-face because of COVID. Yeah. But also, when you have a worldwide audience on the internet, whereas if you're in a school, you only have the people who can come to Dublin. So there is, we say pros and cons for teaching and learning for both. But I do think there is great potential online to do it. And I mean, have you had classes with many people in them, Ciaran? Or is it just been one-to-one at times?
I've done both. So I think the most I had was 12. And I guess, when you first do the lessons, it's figuring out the breakout rooms, the exercises that work, that don't work, that engage the students, that don't engage the students. And, I guess another thing about inconvenient. It depends on your access to technology. So some students, they didn't have a laptop and webcam, so at the very start they were just using their phone, and the functionalities trying to go through the course book on your phone and being on the Zoom, it's quite difficult.
Yeah, Gaudier, you have classes with more than one, don't you? What's it?
Yeah,
He's in Brazil, actually. It's totally different. It's another, it's totally different from the experience of being here in Ireland. And how is it goes?
To be, well, I would like to say that I'm extremely lucky because I don't have large groups of students. Like my biggest group of students is maybe 4 students. So it's much easier to maintain interaction when you have only 5 people in a Zoom meeting. It's easier. So I must say that I'm rather lucky on this aspect of online teaching. But I would change it.
Sorry, have you had any fun kind of incidences that have happened when you've been teaching online?
Oh yes. So Jesus, there's something happened once. Oh no, I can't because it was too messed up. I messed up big time. Big time. Big time.
You yourself?
Up.
You?
Oh my goodness. Yes, me.
Well, don't tell.
Me. Yeah, no. When we end this live section, I will tell you guys. But online, no, I won't. It won't be good. It won't be good.
Oh well.
But
did you see did you see the joke about? I don't know whether it was true or not. A guy in an online class changed his name. You know where the students put their names on their screen, and he changed his name from whatever it was, Fernando, to reconnecting.
Yeah, I did see that.
So the teacher didn't ask him any questions because she thought his computer was reconnecting all the time. Yeah. So he was left alone, which I shouldn't be suggesting that.
Smart ass. Smart ass.
Yeah.
Don't suggest it because we have students here.
Yes. Yeah.
But to conclude, I am a changed man because before the pandemic, I used to think that I would never, for no money in the world, I would be giving online classes. Hell no. No. I used to hate this idea. Now I hate the idea of returning to presential.
That's interesting.
Because I freaking love it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you, Ciaran,
it's super
what's your
comfortable.
experience?
Look, I don't have to leave my house. I'm home. I have my delicious coffee here. I have water. I have Rogeria, my cat over there. Everything I need is here. It's perfect, freaking perfect. And it's easier for the students because I have many of the students that were always like, oh, I'm tired, almost dying in the classroom, But
I think you get
now that they are having,
I get that anyway. Their bed is right beside them, and they're just getting up, and they're like,
maybe they're still
but that's
in
the thing. I don't allow this kind of thing happen. I don't allow this kind of thing happen. When I'm teaching, all the cameras must be on, all the microphones must be on. No sitting in bed. No. So we're at home. It's comfortable, but we have to take it serious. Same thing for me. I would never teach lying on my bed. I would love to do it, but hell no.
I remember one time.
You, Ciaran, what's your experience so far?
Yeah, I think as we've all agreed, there are no other options. So it's actually a great alternative that we're still able to facilitate English language learning. But personally, I prefer the classroom. I enjoy the social interaction with the students. There are more activities that you can do online. I enjoy the face-to-face interaction, but given the circumstances, I think online teaching is a good alternative. And I've heard people say Gaudier, they prefer the online teaching all the time, and there's kind of been a mixed response to that. And I think maybe an alternative we can look at is blended learning, where maybe some of the courses are done, some of the days are done online and some of the days are done in the classroom. Because I remember back teaching in English academies, you had people who were working night shifts and then they were coming into the English academy in the morning, and really that just wasn't benefiting anyone. So they can save time by just going home, having something to eat, and then logging on a couple of days of the week. And I think it would help everybody. So I think there are things that we can learn from this pandemic and take forward.
Absolutely,
couldn't
yes.
agree more.
Marcus is asking 2 questions and they are connected. What's the big challenge for teachers nowadays, and how important is the dialogue to keep the classes interesting? I hate this word. I hate to say this word.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Say it
it's
3
hard
times.
for me.
Interesting.
Interesting. I don't like
We will
it.
do
I
a
always
live. What do you call that? What's a technical name for that, Ciaran? There's a technical where you.
my
drill.
God.
Repeat. Drill. That's it. Drill.
Repeat.
Thank you.
Yes.
Drill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but yeah,
the big challenge for teachers nowadays, guys, and how to keep classes interesting.
Well, I think the biggest challenge for teachers at the minute is actually technological challenges. So, for example, when you have Zoom or you have broadcasts like this, sometimes the line can go dead. Then, there are a lot of other apps that we can implement in Zoom classes. There's a functionality of a breakout room in Zoom, but then there's also another app called Menti. So people can use that, and there are apps out there that teachers can use to incorporate technology both online and when we return to classes. And I think teachers are actually going to benefit from this time online, because we've had to learn, update our skills in the kind of technology that there is out there and how to incorporate it and how to keep the classes interested. I think the breakout rooms are very important. I think that's the 3rd time I've mentioned them. But, when you put students in pairs, they have no choice but to interact with each other. And then even in English language classes, after the pair work, everybody comes back and they feed back on the lesson. So, Gaudier, actually, Roy, imagine you had to go and teach online now. How would you be feeling about that?
Yeah, no, I would be apprehensive, and as I said, I don't think I would like to take on a big group of 15. But as I think Fernanda, Gaudi, you weren't in my class, I don't think, but Fernanda was in my class.
Yeah.
So not too much criticism, but Marcus asked the question: is dialogue important? And probably my classes were more. Emphasized more the conversation and speaking as opposed to hard grammar and stuff. And maybe that's selfish on my behalf, but I think we probably did enough theory as well. But so the dialogue, he's asked, is it important? And that's, I think, something that we do miss, and it is a challenge that in this conversation, my conversation to you even now as I'm talking to you, is probably a little different. I'm maybe speaking a little bit more precisely for the microphone and for the internet than I would be in class, where I'd be a little bit more relaxed, maybe a little bit more casual in my delivery, and which would be more natural. And that's what we lose, a little bit of the natural thing that we do get in classroom, and the sort of fun. And I hope you remember we had a little bit of fun in the class. And
of course, that's why I never can let you go. I will be your student forever.
You think so? Yeah, will you keep paying me?
Yes, there is more than one way to have things back.
Every time I tell you a joke, you pay me 5 real. Okay.
Real, good.
Yeah, no, and that's like difficult telling jokes, I suppose. It's possible, but it's not. You get a much better personal reaction, interaction, and you build better relationships with your students.
Absolutely, yes.
In face-to-face action in the classroom. Now, I mean, here am I saying this, but I haven't done, and it would be good discipline for me, and I mean, I will try and do some online teaching. But I think that it is not the reason I took up teaching, because as I said, I only took it up 6 years ago, and I was enjoying the interaction in the classroom. But also, Gaudy, you mentioned that you don't go outside. I cycled 6 kilometers every day in and 6 kilometers home. So to get to the English studio, so I was getting 40 minutes exercise on the bike every day for this as well. So every time I thought, oh no, every day I have to go and teach Brazilians again today. I was thinking, but you are getting healthy on the bicycle, and you're not having to join a gym. So that's it. But yeah, no, there's a big question, the challenges for teaching. And also, you will agree, I mean, you all agree that classes online need much more preparation than face-to-face ones, I think.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, because you have to learn the technical stuff. Or maybe once you get the hang of once you become familiar with the technology, maybe they do get easier. I don't know. I mean, has it got easier for you guys?
This is another question. There is another subject that I want to bring to this conversation. Once people will come back to this video and they can also comment and see. But this is an important thing to discuss. It took a while for English academies to adapt to online teaching. Are there still technology and connectivity issues? We are having connectivity issues here during this broadcasting because it is a problem. The internet is so...
the Instagram connection?
We finished there, Roy, because...
Oh, did you? That was just very quick. All right. Yeah. So that was, But we are learning. We are learning. You know,
we are all learning all the time. But plus, on the top of, we have to be very, how can I say, super efficient, keeping people's attention. We also have these problems like connection and technology. And I was watching last week on RTE Journal. There is a campaign to donate computers to students in Ireland. And can you imagine how difficult is this? Of course, we are talking about English private classes. And of course, okay, we could say that we are dealing with some people that are more fortunate. They have more possibilities. They have more resources to buy one or like a better equipment to have classes. But regarding online classes, with many schools are like, this is the way people are going to, like, are learning for the last year, for months. And in Brazil, we don't have, there are loads and loads of people that only live, like 10 people in a small room, and they only have one cell phone to connect to the internet.
Yeah,
and this cell phone has to be used to teach all the children in the same house. So this is a big problem for humanity. I think we should invest more. Governments from all over the world, they should bring more money to bring the internet to reality of people's life, like the water. Internet nowadays, it's so important as water, because what do we do? Like, if in Ireland we have these problems, imagine in Brazil.
Well, yeah,
it's funny. Right. I want to tell 2 stories. I want to share 2 stories with you guys. But I will try. I do my best to make them as quick as I can. The first story is I have a student from Germany. She was born in Brazil, but she doesn't speak much Portuguese. So it's all really awesome to teach her. It's been a great experience to teach her. And once it was raining cats and dogs here in my city, and I lost internet and electricity. So how would I be able to teach in this context? You know, it's almost unthinkable that in the middle of 2021 I am without internet and electricity. It's mind-blowing. And the second story is, once I was going to a friend's house, and I was going to sleep there. And this was probably like 2 weeks ago. On my way to her house, I lost my mobile. I forgot my mobile on Uber. I got it back. Okay, relax, mom. I have it back. But I lost my mobile on my way to her house, and I was going to sleep there. And so in the next morning, I had classes, early classes at 9 a.m. And I wasn't, I simply couldn't contact my students because the only way that I have to talk to them is by WhatsApp. And without WhatsApp, what can I do? So I try on Facebook, they didn't get back to me. I try on Zoom, they didn't get back to me. I even spoke with the owners of the school, and they didn't get back to me on Facebook, either Facebook and Zoom. So, like, if you lose something so important as WhatsApp, like, wow, it's impossible. It's impossible to communicate. So it's funny to see how dependent we've become of technology. It's impossible to do whatever you want.
And it's interesting
without technology.
Yeah, and the phone is your personal phone, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's another whole thing that teachers have to be given the tools to teach online, and often they are asked to use their own laptops, their own everything, like that. So there are challenges, but for teaching both at home and in schools for English language teachers. But often we were required to bring our own personal laptops into school, our phones, our own phones, our own loudspeakers, our own things, and this was taken as normal. And that's because they didn't want to spend the money on the technology for teachers. But hopefully, I'm hoping that on a philosophical note, that the English language teaching sector in Ireland will reinvent itself after COVID, and when we get back to face-to-face teaching, that a lot of things will change. But we keep hoping. And
Ciaran, what about you? Tell.
Before I want to say a massive hi to Enrico. Enrico Perduca, mi amigo.
Amici.
Amici. Grazie. He's Brazilian. He's an old friend of mine. Hello,
they travel together to Paris.
Say Enrico. Benvindo. Benvindo.
Yes, because people there can just go back to this video and learning and practice, and then like practice the listening, because we have people like from different places. Yes, we can see you. Yes, you are there. We can see you there. Nice to see you. And
he's one of my best friends, actually.
Yeah. Thank you, Roy.
Does he play the guitar?
He has another talent.
Yeah. No. Ciaran, I think I may have mentioned you, but Gaudier is a very good guitar player, much better than me. And so, sorry, yes, just to tell you that's why I asked the question. Sorry,
I know,
Ciaran.
I saw one of the previous teacher talks where the two of you collaborated, and it was very good.
Yeah, well, we are working on it, aren't we? That's the day that the Howl Seychelles.
Let's keep Ireland, the focus, guys. Let's listen to Ciaran.
We are distraído. Sorry,
distraído, yes.
Sorry, Fernanda, can I actually ask a question? I'm very impressed with the way you're able to manage all the Instagram lives and the teacher talk and the comments down below and orchestrate the name tags and everything. How did you develop your skills to be able to do this?
She has 15 people there helping her.
Thank you, Ciaran. Thank you very much for noticing. Yes, yeah. You know, I am not afraid of making mistakes. This is my main, this is something about myself. I have no problems making mistakes. So I try and I go right, and then I go wrong, and then I try again. You know, that's my personality. I just, you keep practicing, and then you learn how to do it. It's just something
She
that you
used
learn.
to be a DJ in Brazil too. Seriously, you had you were online. You presented an online radio.
Oh,
program.
sorry.
Yeah,
I was a radio presenter.
well,
yes.
yeah, but more maybe classical. Was it classical music that you played?
Classical music. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So you have a certain technological gift.
Background.
A gift.
I
not
try
gift,
to.
but, experience that skills. That's the word I was looking for. Skills.
Yeah.
But there you are. Yeah. Did you answer?
So Ciaran, let's listen to you now. Yeah.
Hey.
Sorry, what?
I was just going to ask Roy, how has he developed such a fan club?
A fan club?
Yes.
I pay them money.
Yes.
No, not at all. Marcus has been a regular contributor.
Don't pay them a penny. We have this is something that we have to bring to our vocabulary class next Monday. What does it mean? I will pay a penny. What's this? What's this? Huh?
I will pay.
We'll teach
no,
this
hang
next
on. You're
week.
getting the. Do you mean spend a penny? Spend the penny. I know
spend the penny. Sorry.
Yeah.
Spend the penny.
No, spend the penny. Yes,
because
yes,
we're gonna teach this. Don't say right. Okay. Don't say right.
Yeah, I know it's confusing, but we don't say I will pay a penny. Monday. I will spend the penny. Yeah.
Save it for Monday. Save it for Monday.
Spend the penny. Yeah.
Save it for Monday. Yeah. So come back on Monday, vocabulary class. And thank you, Marisa. Thank you very much, my dear. I miss you. We're gonna meet again in Amsterdam. We have a friend. Marisa. She's from Amsterdam, Ciaran. Yeah, she's from Holland. Yeah. And we will meet there in some stage in 2022 to celebrate my 50th birthday, because I can't celebrate this year. Wow, quarantine.
You're not 50, Fernanda. Come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I will.
She gave birth to Gaudier when she was 10 years old.
You know that when we walk on the street, they used to think that we're siblings. You know, like they're always like, "Oh, you two are siblings."
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we were here together in Dublin, yes. So we were talking about these difficulties, Ciaran. Did you have any? What's your experience so far about technology and?
I think in March of last year, when everything shut down, everybody was in disarray. Not just the English language academies, and some academies were pretty quick-ish to react, and they transferred to online teaching. And then some academies, as is Roy's experience, shut down, and then some academies took a long time to transition. And the transition was very difficult. You're getting students and teachers who have never used or even heard of Zoom before, even getting the copybooks and the course books online. Like, how were the students going to access all these materials? So at the start, there were a huge number of problems, but taking your personality trait for an example of continuing to try new things, I think we have been able to cope, and we have come up with a solution. I wouldn't say that it gives the full English language learning experience that being in the actual classroom gives, but that's a personal opinion. But overall, I think we've gotten to a stage now where we can offer English language classes. Students have had time to find a situation that's able to work for them. But at the moment, for example, there are no elementary classes in all of the English academies that I know of, because there are no new students. So going forward, the investment in the technology, I'm not sure is going to happen. It's just a very uncertain time at the minute in many regards.
Yeah. Because we will not be able to attract such interesting people from Brazil, like
it's a big
until we can make sure everything is safe. So when will that be? So it will be very it'll be difficult, but because it involves travel, and particularly, well, not to single out Brazil, but Brazil has its own difficulties now, but
Yeah.
anywhere we get students from Mongolia. What's it like in Mongolia? We get students from Korea. We get students from around Europe as well.
Everywhere.
When I say we, well, Ireland gets them, but I was thinking of the students in our school, which no longer exists. But so yep, it's and I've said it before, but my dissertation for my master's was English language teaching in Ireland. Is it a career?
Mm-hmm.
And this was written before COVID.
Yeah.
And the answer really before COVID was no. And even so now, during COVID and after COVID, hopefully it that's why I think that the sector can reinvent itself to become better for students and better for teachers as well.
Exactly. And we can learn how to incorporate our learnings from the pandemic and make the classes even better by using videos, using the apps we've learned. So there is potential there. Sorry, I think Gaudier, do you want to say something?
Yes, I'm really sorry to interrupt you guys, but I'm currently working in 3 different schools, and I also have my private teacher. So I'm freaking busy, and I have to go.
Okay.
And I have to go because I have to go
work. And you're leaving us to work. Yeah.
Yes.
Can we come?
Shame on me.
Let's all join
Shame on me.
You see the master in action. We'll see that. Okay. Hey, how is the? Did you do any more for the song? The Odia Kem Terra.
Oh, this week. To be bluntly honest with you, I didn't have the time.
Okay.
But we shall keep talking about this. Okay.
Yeah.
I really have to run. Guys,
okay.
Thank you for everything. Massive pleasure to be with you guys here.
Yeah, don't lose your phone in the. Oh, he's gone. Anyway.
Yeah, he's just run. Yeah. Okay, so yes, we have another question before we have to finish. Unfortunately, this is a very interesting conversation, and but we have to go for an end. Sorry, Roy. I always make this mistake. We have to
bring it. Well, we have to finish. We have to bring the class to an end, or bring the program to an end.
Yes.
We have to finish it. Yeah. Draw. There's various ways. Yeah.
I have a question here, which is like, I think it's a good discussion, is the thing about distraction. It's easier to be distracted with the internet at your fingertips. So I have to mention, by the way, guys, that all the questions we brought here to this conversation, they were all suggested by Ciaran. So Ciaran just brought them. Ciaran sent us a message, and it was very, very good because, he did, and it was great.
Yeah.
And yes, we have other things that we could bring, but like some people get distracted very easy. For example, Mr. Roy Willoughby, I have to bring him back many times because that's him. And yes, the technical
what
team
are you saying?
here.
That I was distracted.
I'm just saying.
You're just saying. If you know what, are you talking about in the classroom in the English studio, or are you talking about here in life?
See how easy he can get distracted. He doesn't know what we are talking about. So, what about you guys? What is your experience? You are here watching this Teachers Talk, and if you have something to say, just say. I have myself. I used to be very, very easily distracted by whatever I was doing. I didn't, but I developed some techniques that can help everybody. Something that it's important for me, it's having a background music, right? When I am listening, when I'm trying to concentrate. And now technology is so amazing. You can go to a YouTube channel and find that waves 440 hertz, and you just play that tunes and you can concentrate, because I was working, not sleeping, right? No. They have a specific waves to keep your brain Mark Cullen is what? Hello, Mark Cullen. Welcome, very welcome. Good to see you there. And so for me, it's
Irish.
Sorry, I don't speak Irish. I don't speak English.
Yeah.
I'm just trying the best I can. So
you speak good English.
Try harder.
I had a good teacher. I can tell his name. It was a very good teacher. Yeah.
Where's Mark? Is he? Oh, I see. You just see him there. You can see.
I just can see him, right? Yes, I have this, magical capabilities, and so yes, I think it's good for people when you have these, because it helps me a lot when I am translating. It's a very, very tough job because
don't be distracted.
If you make a mistake, it's just so shite. I just you can be punished. You can bring a problem to somebody else. It's very, very hard work, and you have to be 100% there. So to do that, I use this technique. Yeah. What about you guys?
But you see, you're talking about when you are doing your translation, not in a class. You're not talking about focusing.
But it's fine. You just if you keep the waves in the background, you can just. For me, I think it's a way of keeping my attention there, keeping focused.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and everybody has I do. I get quite easily, but I think I am disciplined enough when I have a specific task to do that I can remain focused. But then my problem is probably getting down to that task and not procrastinating. But that's when I like the teaching, because there's always a deadline. You have to be ready at 9 a.m. in the morning for the class, and you if you had done a proper amount of preparation, then it should be okay to continue. But I don't like the idea. Are you suggesting that maybe during my class I was looking at the window at pretty things that were outside the window, or
no? You distracted. I didn't say that, right? Please stop.
You didn't.
Sorry.
There was no view out the windows. We were in a.
No, I'm not talking. Distraction can be more than just changing your focus point and be like, okay, we were talking about, I don't know, cooking, and then we start talking about football.
Yeah.
This is not the focus. Do you know what I mean? Like this is a distraction, isn't it?
It is. And you know what? I am distracted because my doorbell has rung, but I know I can be answered. But I think it is my son coming to pick up some food that he is cooking. We have cooked for him, So I actually wouldn't mind saying hello to him. So if you can we? Yeah. Are there other questions we need to answer that we haven't touched? But I think if you can tell people that they can leave comments
from Ciaran. Ciaran has his. What about you? Do you have any experiences like this with your students?
Yeah, well, I think, it's a lot easier to be distracted online because, when you're on a class, like I said, you can go onto your phone and somebody will say, don't do that, or you have to do a writing exercise or something. You can just turn off the screen and you can go talk to your friend and nobody's there to say, focus back to the class, they're gone. Or you can just be browsing through the web. And like you were saying about technology, there are so many things you can do. You can play games on your phone or on the computer. You can talk to people. You can do 2 courses at the same time, have one course on over here and another course over here, and choose which one you're listening to. So I think the possibilities to get distracted are endless. Personally myself, I joined the the restrictions. I got Audible, you listen to an audiobook, and I just cannot listen to an audiobook. I need to be actually reading the book. Yeah. So I think people need to find what works for them,
Yeah. Can I show this to people, like, just to, this is what I was talking about.
You shared something, and it disappeared.
Yeah, can you listen?
Oh, this is the wave. Is it called wave music? Is it?
Yeah.
I'm going to try that. Very good.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's for free.
And it's
And you can,
called wave music, is it? Or
yeah, wave. No, it's concentration music, but they have a specific wave that like a tune, 440 hertz.
yeah.
I don't know, but it's just
frequency, I think.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The frequency, yeah.
Because we talk about, you measure a wave and its frequency, and that's
And they can see like improve your memory, super intelligent. So this is one that I like, super intelligence, and it's like alpha waves. Yeah. I just let them playing, and then I do whatever I need because they're there, just organizing my ideas. I don't know. I feel I like it. It's good for me. Yeah. And Marcos is asking a question. How about having the stream 2 or 3 days a week? Marcos, is very hard for all of us, unfortunately. Hello, Sonia. Good to see you. Mwah! Welcome. You are very welcome here. So, Marcos, yes, it's hard because,
Oh, I can wake up now. I was
the thing about the time, it's difficult. And we started 1 year ago. What was that,
I must
right?
have a birthday. Yeah, I was nearly asleep listening to the music. But,
it's for concentration.
I was distracted by you because you kept on talking. I couldn't go to sleep. Anyway, I know a website for students, Fernanda. Yeah, I hope there are quite a few. What about Bestow? Bestow is up and running.
Bestow is a website, yeah.
Absolutely.
Teachers Talk, it's a website too. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Ciaran, so sorry.
No, did you think you interrupted, Ciaran?
No, you were saying you go ahead.
What was I saying?
You got distracted.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Well, I have to go and talk to my son. That's what I think I have to go. But
we all have. Yeah. So let's. Ciaran, thank you very much. I would like you to just to say some words just to finish this. Yes, this afternoon. It was very good having you here.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Thank you for coming. If you want.
Thanks for the opportunity. And like we said once or twice during the broadcast, if there's anybody there that would like me to help them with their CV and cover letter, that's something that I do. They want me to check the English language that they use. I'm happy to do that. So if they just comment on the stream, I'll be happy to get in touch with them and we can proceed from there. It's always great to talk to Roy as well. And thank you. And then hopefully we can do it all again soon.
Yeah. And we will sing the song maybe next time.
Yes.
Yeah. How, Raul Seixas.
How, yes, we had that conversation. And next month, Teachers Talk is celebrating 1 year. We will be doing this for 1 year so far. Wow.
Congratulations. Wow.
Time flies. Thank you, Marcos. It's very good having you here.
Yeah.
He's always there. He's a good friend. And Marcos was here once. He might come back.
Yeah.
I hope so.
The second year. For the second year, Teachers Talk. Yeah.
The second year. Yeah.
Yes, guys. Okay. So please share this video with your friends. Roy, would you like to say some words?
No, but
before we go.
Well, just that we're changing the format slightly. That we hope to have a shorter version at lunchtime in Brazil on Mondays, and that is 3:00 in the afternoon in Dublin, to have maybe focus on a grammar point or a figure of speech or idioms or whatever, they're more focused and shorter, and then we will hopefully have a more broader chat at this time, 5:00 on Wednesdays, and that there people can send us messages on the website on Teachers Talk or Facebook on Teachers Talk if there are specific things that they would like us to deal with.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea what you're doing with the Monday on lunch and then having this forum for people to listen to people speaking in English. So it's a great concept and well done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ciaran, you are more than welcome to come back whatever you want to.
Someday.
The door is always open for you, as we say in Portuguese. Yes, and thank you everybody. So we'll be together again Monday. lunch with Teachers Talk, and next Wednesday at 5 p.m. in Ireland and 2 p.m. in Brazil. Take care, stay safe. Please don't go and stay home because next week is Carnival. I hope you. I have to say some words in Portuguese. Sorry, Grai, I know you don't like, but I have to. Próxima semana é Carnaval. Por favor, fiquem em casa. Nada de Carnaval no Brasil em 2021. Por favor.
Next week,
Thank you
please
very
stay
much.
at home. I know it's Carnival. Please.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said.
Próxima
Please
semana.
stay home. Yes.
Okay.
Thank
good.
you very much,
when,
guys.
and
See
I
you
suppose
again.
you say the same
Goodbye.
for St. Patrick's Day when it comes around again. When we will have. Well,
Absolutely. Yes.
we
will.
That is our carnival,
Yeah.
and it didn't happen last year, so it probably won't happen
Yeah.
this year, but we'll see. Okay. Até logo.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
See you. Thanks, guys.